Can you hear the music? We're not in Ibiza, we're in Gravesham in Kent. The atmosphere is electric.
People recognise it. I mean, I've been asked a couple of times, do I work for the Red Cross?
Yeah.
Right, happy St George's Day to you. It's a time when England proudly celebrates its legendary patron.
Except we don't, which is why in GB News we are making the point that we are celebrating it, which is why we're going to one of our favourite GB News presenters, Ben Lear, who's in Gravesham, where they know how to celebrate St George's Day in style.
They do indeed. Can you hear the music? We're not in Ibiza, we're in Gravesham in Kent. The atmosphere is electric. Do you know what? It's such a refreshing scene. It's like a leaf out of the Americans book where you see so much celebration of ethnicity, of Englishness. I'm here now with Rob Batson, who is from production company Same Sky. Rob, you've been helping the hundreds of school children from across dozens of schools create all these magnificent signs and horses and creations and costumes. Just tell us about what you've been up to over the past couple of weeks, and how have the children received it?
Oh, it's been amazing. It's ourselves and a team of artists going into, 22 schools across Kent to make all these wonderful creations. And it's great because you give the kids something to make them something individual, to represent themselves, and then they get to join the parade and be part of something larger, fantastic, and have a great time.
And we're just minutes away from hearing the national anthem. We've got, as you can see here, all the children congregating, getting ready for the national anthem. The St George's flag will be hoisted as well. And Rob, this St George over here, what do you call this contraption? I guess it's just a giant puppet.
Yeah, big old giant puppet made by the artist Nicky Gunson that we bring out. I've had him for a few years now, and he is just wonderful. I mean, you can see the reaction he's getting from some of the kids.
And you had to fix it. What happened to it?
Oh, well, all of our makes require a little bit of repair and tear. You'll see some of the kids' makes as well, the stuff that they've done. You know, raining, wind, they take a little damage, but we love to fix it. We love to make things. That's what we're all about.
And the churchyard here is filling up. Here's King John, and we said hello to Dog the Duck a bit earlier. Just to explain again for new viewers who have just tuned in, Dog the Duck is what?
He's a meet and greet therapy duck, so we do a lot of work free of charge with people with autism and other problems.
How's your day been?
Amazing.
The weather hasn't dampened spirits, has it?
No, it's nice for ducks.
Yeah, he's Dog the Duck's enjoying it.
But no, he's made thousands of people smile today, and he's had cuddles with people going by.
And I don't know if you guys, Andrew and Bev, can see, I mean, the churchyard here is filling up, but if you look behind you, if we can get Joe to pan around, lots of members of the public, despite the rain, dancing, enjoying themselves, people lining up on the balcony up the top of the shopping centre here. And in just a few minutes, what's the time? Around about now, we should be getting the national anthem. And I'll say again, I've always loved America's sense of nationalism, their pride in their flag. And I think it's about time, it's been mentioned today, I think it's about time we need a national bank holiday for St George's Day. What better way to celebrate our culture and our identity than a national bank holiday? And interesting comments as well from Sir Keir Starmer overnight, saying that he plans to wrestle back, I think were his words, the St George's flag from those who seek to divide us. I did say a bit earlier, I joked, I hope that means the likes of Emily Thornberry as well.
Ben Leo, who's in Gravesham in Kent, and reporter Jack Carson in Nottingham, because there are festivities in both of those cities today.
This video is sponsored by Saily. Saily is a brand new eSIM service app. What it does is get you a local SIM card that you can use when you're travelling, so you don't have to pay those crazy roaming fees just to send a text back home. They've got eSIM plans in over 160 countries and 8 regions. So pretty much wherever you're going, they'll be able to make sure you're connected. So how does it work? Well, all you've got to do is hit our link in the description to download the app. It will work on iOS or Android. Buy a plan, you can choose the best time frame for you, and then just install the eSIM on your phone. When you land at your holiday destination, you can activate your plan instantly. Saily eSIMs only ever have to be installed once, so when you go on your next trip, you just buy a plan for a new country, turn that eSIM back on, and just like that, you could be watching the GB News YouTube channel. You can be connected anywhere you go, and you don't have to deal with patchy Wi-Fi in your hotels. So get sorted for your next trip by downloading Saily using the link in the description below, and if you use our code NEWS at checkout, you'll get an exclusive 15% discount on us.
And he's a pet duck, right?
He's a therapy duck, more than a pet. He's much higher up the standard.
Where does he sleep? Does he sleep in your bed like a dog? Or
No,
has he got a pond?
He sleeps in a dog cage. I live on a boat, so he sleeps in a dog cage on the boat.
OK. All right, and yourself today, what's your part in today's celebrations?
I'm just King John, just supporting St George, being a Christian.
Yeah.
It's a lovely day.
And here he is. Let's make my way around to St George himself. St George.
Hello.
You've survived centuries of tradition to make it on GB News this morning.
Yep.
Congratulations. This is your big day today. What does it mean for you and the community?
Every year it means the same to me. It's all about the children. If the children put the effort they've put into making all these crafts, and you see dragons, you see flags, if they're willing to do that, then it's a pleasure to stand in front of them, to meet them all and lead them on a parade.
And how important is it to recognise English identity, do you think, in this day and age? Because there are critics who say, you know, the Englishness is under attack and cultural identity is under attack in England. Do you go along with that, or is it just, more of a relaxed nod to our history?
Every year's the same. I get emails from people that say to me, you know, St George wasn't a knight, you know that St George was Turkish, it was all these different things. You know, St George just isn't the English patron saint. I know all of this, but we miss the bigger point. It's the symbolism. If it puts a smile on a child's face and gives them a sense of pride for one day, then I think that's enough for me. I enjoy it.
Great stuff. The parade starts in about, 15 minutes' time, so hopefully we can come back with you and keep you updated. For now, let's go to Jack Carson, who's in Nottingham.
Thank you, Ben. Well, here in Nottingham, you can probably see behind me this 60-foot wide cross of St George, this England flag put up now for about a week here in Nottingham. A lot of residents telling this morning how proud they are to see this flag on St George's Day flying on the council's building. This is a tradition that Nottingham City Council have done for years. It also gets to come out at the likes of European Championships and World Cups to celebrate England and the football team as well. But the flag was adopted, we think, around the 11th century, the 12th century initially, only believed really for docking ships so that it would protect anyone docking in England. And then as the centuries goes on, it becomes more of the symbol of England, the symbol of this country, its history, its culture, and of course the patron saint of England, St George, and everything that means. And throughout history, people have turned to St George, for help. In the Middle Ages, he was thought to be one of the 14 holy helpers in the Crusades. It was thought wearing the cross of St George would not only identify you as being English, but also protect you going into battle. But here in today's modern age, heard there, Ben kind of took my idea of thinking a ploughman's lunch was one of the best things about being English. I have to agree with him there. But here in Nottingham today, this morning, we've been asking people about celebrating St George's Day, but also whether they would celebrate it more if it was a national holiday like it is in other places for their patron saints. Here's what they told us.
Myself, British, but I can't say I really celebrate it. I think it would be a good idea to celebrate our history and our nation.
Not personally myself, no, but it's nice to see other people doing it. Well, anything for a bank holiday, yeah, that'd be fine, yeah.
We don't celebrate it sufficiently. We should be proud of it, and there's far too many people that are hell-bent on destroying it, I think. There is an English heritage, and it should be preserved, it should be celebrated. I think that would be more the reason for people celebrating, to go to the pub other than celebrating the heritage.
So there you go, people thinking that we need to be a bit more prouder of our English heritage, our English culture. And of course, today here in Nottingham, there's a little bit of an event going on with the Royal Branch of St George. They're hosting a big event, and we'll hopefully be able to bring you that a little bit later on.
Welcome. You've survived the centuries to make it on GB News.
I have, yes.
In actual fact, you are Russell Palmer, a professional St George actor, do we call you?
Performer, yes. I run lots of children's workshops for primary schools, lots of events and things like that. I have many different characters. I don't really answer to Russell Palmer anymore. I don't know who that person is.
Just St George.
Yes.
You've transitioned.
Yes, for the day.
Good stuff. What's going on today then in the town centre? Big parade. What can we expect?
Yeah, so it's because it's St George's Day. Happy St George's Day, everybody. It's the sort of thing that we do every year. It's for the children. I think it brings all the children together from all the local schools. I'll get out there in a little while, I'll be meeting them all, I'll be talking to them. The one question they always ask me is it a real sword? And I like to explain to them I'm the only person that can walk through a town centre with a real sword, so it's quite good. But yeah, it's all about the children. They show off and display all of their creations that they made for St George's Day, dragons and everything, and they really, really enjoy it.
And how important is it, do you think, to instil the knowledge of St George into children? He was a defender of the faith, a martyr of Christianity. Do you think it's forgotten in this day and age?
I think a lot of the times these days we don't really focus on the church here. We don't really focus on religion anymore. It's a symbol. St George is a symbol, and I get many people say to me every year, but St George was a Roman, and you say, well, that's true, but if I dressed as a Roman, nobody would know who I was.
Yeah.
So being this sort of symbolism here, it's kind of, people recognise it. I mean, I've been asked a couple of times, do I work for the Red Cross?
Yeah.
So that's always quite funny, but yeah, I think people recognise it.
Lovely. Russell, St George, thank you very much.